She on her way. Miss Bray should be here in a minute. A family member. We're waiting on her to come. Waiting on her to come. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom over me. Over me. Y'all sing it low. And before I be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free. All right. Kneel down. Kneel down.
If I kneel down, I might not be
All
able
right.
to get
Dear
up.
Heavenly Father, we come here this evening to give you all the praise, to give you all the glory. We come here to uplift the family. We hear, oh Lord, we know they're still brokenhearted and downtrodden. But we just give you all the praise, Lord. We give you all the glory, Lord. We give you all the praise, oh Lord. We know that without you we can do nothing. Oh, Heavenly Father, all the sisters that's up in heaven right now, let the tragic end right here in this room. Lord, we just ask you to bless their families, oh Lord, as they try to come over here to do, oh Lord. I know it's hard on them, Lord. We just give you all the praise and we just give you all the glory as we call out the name of the victim, Brother Porter. Come on, I can't hear you. Okay, just whatever you have.
Such as
Go ahead, sister.
Talacia Fortson, Crystal Dozier,
Yes,
Amelda Hunter,
yes,
Michelle Mason,
yes,
LaShonda Long,
yes,
Nancy Cobbs,
yes,
Kim Yvette Smith,
yes,
Janice Webb,
yes,
Diane Turner,
yes,
and our other sister started off with Tashana Coleman
yes.
and Tanya Carmichael.
Tanya Carter. So her mother the other day. So her mother the other day. We just give all the praise and the glory. We thank you, Father, for these sisters. Their lives meant something to us, God. And we just thank you. Come on. Hallelujah. I mean, Miss.
Right now, as we wait here and allow the families to make their way over, people would ask, why? It's been 10 years. It's been 10 long years. And I would like to say, first of all, one of the reasons why we're here is because we never went away. We weren't supposed to go away. This field, this memorial stands here because as of last year, there were activists who came and stood up front, such as Kimberly F. Brown and others who took the reins to go ahead and make sure for Brother Art McCoy that this lot here and across the street was cleaned up. When the city didn't do what they were supposed to do, we stood in the gap and did what we were supposed to do. Another time, even more recent, year after year after year, you had the Imperial Women's Coalition, you had Kathy Ray Coleman step out front. You had our own field general, Donna Walker Brown, who stood out front and never let us forget. So the reason that I say it's important to see people like myself, Brother Hayes, Brother Art, is that it's time instead of sitting back behind the women, it's some of these times you need the men to get out here as well, to speak up and say never again. We could have sat back and forgot, but we can't, because right now the families are victimized again because the person who's responsible for this, by the name of Anthony Sowell, still sits around instead of taking the full responsibility of what he did wrong when he murdered 11 women, 11 queens, 11 sisters, 11 mothers, 11 aunts, family members in this community. So with that being said, I start this out on behalf of what I'm supposed to do as a man of color, a man who's supposed to be a community stakeholder, to step up front and stand in there and say that we support our queens and we will not leave them alone to fight this. I'm going to turn this over to a young woman who has something to say, because it's always about other newer activists making the scene.
I'm here today because these families was victimized. These ladies was murdered for no apparent reason. I killed 11 women for no reason. Took lives for no reason. These families are being victimized. I don't know what you did. Like, this happened. So, I am here to support the family. I am here on behalf of the family. And we will not stop.
Stand right under that sign there, Mr. Gray.
Right under that sign. That's too far back.
She's gonna stand right. Come here, boo. Come here, boo. She can't do it. She can't come no further. Her daughter was killed.
My daughter was buried back there. I'm not
I
going
understand
no
that.
further.
I
That's
understand.
her grave back there.
Listen,
I can't do it. I'll come over this way, but I'm not going back there. Come on. Come on. I'm going to go this way, but I'm not going over there.
Miss Bray, the young sister.
You want me to speak for you, Miss Ray?
No, I don't need nobody to speak for me. But I'm just not going back there because my daughter was buried back there. That's her grave back there, and I'm not walking on it.
No.
I ain't walked on it in 10 years. I ain't walking on it today.
Yeah,
Just as far as I'm going.
yeah.
Okay.
So okay, on behalf of the Imperial Women Coalition, on behalf of all of us, we will never forget these families. Oh, it's hard for them to come out here 10 years later. It's hard for the Bray family to come out here 10 years later, but they come and stand tall because they're not going to rest. Oh, y'all don't want to hear what I got to say now. They're not going to rest until Sowell dies.
You're right.
They're not going to rest until Sowell dies. That's the only penalty. I know there's questions now about the death penalty, or should all the prisoners on death row get off death row? But we tell you right now, we stand strong on this, do we not?
Yes, we do.
We stand strong on this, right?
Yes, we do.
Sowell got to do what?
Die.
Sowell got to do what?
Die.
Sowell got to do what?
Die.
Listen. Yes, ma'am. Hallelujah. I feel you. You feel us? All right. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Your family member was here?
No, that's my friend.
All right. All right. Okay. All right. Hallelujah. So look. That's one point we want to cover. The other point we want to cover is that the lot is cut nice and tranquil after we had to fight for 10 years through broken promises to make this happen. But we want to tell you, brothers and sisters, we want to tell you, camera people, that the black community as a whole, and you all know that I'm not prejudiced and I'm not disrespectful, because I fought for the families on the west side for all those years to bring them home. But I want to tell you right now, these families over here, the Imperial Women family, they feel like they always get the share. They
Amen
always
to
feel
that.
like they're second fiddle.
Amen
They
to
always
that.
feel like the mayor and the city always treat them on the west side a little bit better.
Hush your mouth.
We
now.
pray for all the west side. We love them all. I fought for them all these years, but I'm just telling you that we just need a little just. Come out here, sister. You ain't got to stand over there. Come on this side. I'm not going to say nothing hard. You right there, ma'am. Y'all come on over here. Don't be a stranger. Yes, ma'am. Y'all don't have to be a stranger. Y'all women. Y'all women. Y'all women. Come on over here. Y'all women. I ain't going to say nothing more harsh. I'm going to let y'all talk. I'm scaring y'all. But, hey, that's how these families feel. So at this time, I will let more calmer people step up and talk on behalf.
I just want to say that Talisha was one of the first one that was found, and her mother worked with me. We worked for the county, and Talisha was one of the first young ladies that was found. And we are so happy that Sowell is finally getting his just reward. I understand that he's up for parole, but I don't think he's going to make it. So we're just so happy to do something in the name of these women. And thank you very much for everyone that came out.
I got to say this while it's on my heart and on my mind. The politicians came out here and they said they was going to do this and that. The lying, promising ass preachers came out here and said they was going to put up a memorial. And what they do, put the money in their pocket? Because ain't nothing doing it. The people was coming out here cleaning it up. They threatened to put him in jail for keeping this lot clean. It's not fair. Black lives matter too. And this was 11 women that was killed for no reason. And if they had been doing their job, when that neighbor called and said something was over here dead, she said it wasn't a cat, it wasn't a rat, it was my daughter buried back there in the backyard in 07. She was buried back there in 07, and they didn't find her body till November 3rd of 09 is when they pronounced her dead. My niece had a two-family white house that was 2 houses away from here. They tore that down, but that was her house. But she was over here and went with Anthony Sowell for the longest. The mayor's niece knew my daughter. They went to school together. And if she hadn't got my daughter in this house when she did, my daughter probably would still be alive. I ain't going to say she would be. I said probably. Because she seen my daughter walking up and down the street, and that day when she seen her, she got my daughter to come in the house, and ain't nothing been done. She walking around free and happy. My daughter dead. And it's not right. It hurts my heart every day. I get depressed this time of year, but I get angry too. My daughter's birthday and mine was the same day, so I get depressed a lot now. But I'm holding on. I'm 67 years old, and I'm the feistiest little mean-ass woman anybody want to see when you cross that line. Love you and thank you. Hi, baby.
Yeah, come right on. Come on in. All right.
Lying ass, promising lies ass.
I think it's more important that we all realize that this did happen, and we are not receiving the justice we deserve. But let's attack ourselves to something more important, that black women have been killed. Black women are missing, and nobody does anything. These women were missing for years, and no one did anything. We have an obligation to our community, an obligation as women, as black women, to make sure that this never happens again. I don't know if he's going to get parole. I don't know. I don't think he should.
Hell no, he ain't gonna get
He
parole.
is
I can
not.
tell you that.
But what about the black women that are all missing? There are teenagers that are missing in this area. There are black women missing all over. We shouldn't be just mad about this, because this was the beginning of the unconcern. I am so sorry. Where is she?
She went that way.
I am so sorry that
This
a mother
is her
has to
sister.
bury a child.
Thank you.
Really. I am so sorry. But unless we stay mad like you are, Art McCoy, We have to get mad and stay mad.
Yes, ma'am.
This is wrong. You are absolutely right. You are so right to be mad and say bad things, say angry things. This is wrong. I'm a black woman. It could be my daughter. I remember you. How are you? This could be any of our daughters. We ought to be extremely mad about this. And why isn't there a monument here? Why isn't there?
Judge, come on, come on.
I want to express my condolences to the families. In my work at the municipal court, I do a lot of work with women who live in the shadows. Women who are drug addicted and traumatized and live on the streets. And the reason we started the program that we started is to help them get out of the shadows so they're not exposed to this risk. And I can tell you that the probation officer who works with me in this program to help women return to the community healthy, supervised more than half of the women at some time over the past 25 years that were here, and one woman who escaped that house completed our program. And I didn't learn that she had escaped that home until the day she completed our program.
Yes.
I didn't know, because that was part of her story that she shared on that day. So we listen now. If we learn nothing else from this whole debacle, we learn we have to listen to victims.
Yes.
The victim may be a drug addict. The victim may be living in the shadows, but this is someone that's coming to us with something they have to tell us, and it needs to be investigated, and it needs to be prosecuted. So that's why I'm here. I want to let you know, in my daily work, I'm trying to live the lessons learned from this. And so, thank you for continuing to remember these victims.
Thank you.
Well, I was here when body 9, 10, and 11 got out. And the stench of them bringing them bodies out, there's not going to be any peace. We will not sleep. We will not eat until we get a monument here for these here 11 dead women. We will not sleep.
That's right.
We will not eat.
That's right.
We will continue to come out here until we get a monument. And I don't care whether it's Democrats, Republicans, these 11 women were people's families.
Yes.
And it doesn't make a difference about the circumstances. And that's what we've got to remember. They were somebody's daughters, mothers, sisters, cousins. And we will, like I said, we will not sleep, we will not eat. I plan on losing some weight. Because now is this time for us to take a stand. On the west side, you've done everything that you promised. And the black community has not been outraged.
No,
but at this point, it's 10 years, we still feeding Anthony. We still feeding him. And these women can't even get a wall, a brick wall with their names on it. What is that saying about our public officials? What does it say about them? You know what it says? It's time for a change. It's time for a change in this city of Cleveland. Where are your public officials at now? When the 6-year-old, you had so many public officials out there, they made it a mockery. And we still haven't found that little girl's killer. But these women will not go unforgotten. And like I said, we will not sleep, we will not eat until we get a wall of some sort of recognition to signify the loss that has occurred.
That's right, sir.
God bless.
My condolences go to the family of these 11 women that was murdered here 10 years ago. On the west side, the mayor, the councilman, and everybody did everything they were supposed to do for the city of the west side. What about the women over here? You're not doing nothing for us over here. They don't have a monument. They don't have a wall. They don't have nothing over here in this lot. And they were killed. He took their lives. And he do not deserve parole. Throw him under the damn jail. Kill him or something. But he ain't finna get out.
Council President, you up?
No justice.
No peace.
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 Down. This way. Okay, all right. Okay, no justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace. No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
Come on, y'all, keep going. No, hey, line up, join hands, join hands. Join hands. Brother Porter,
Hold
join hands.
hands, Yondell. Get her hands.
Join hands.
Get her
Y'all
hands.
gonna close the circle?
Everybody, judge everybody. We're gonna march forward as we close. Everybody, stretch out. Y'all know how to.
Come on, baby.
Porter, get line.
Stretch out, y'all.
Stretch out. Stretch out.
Stretch
Stretch
out,
out
y'all.
that way. Stretch out that
Go
way.
ahead.
Go that way, baby.
All right, there we go.
Go that way.
Nice. All right, hold on. Nice soldier line. Yes, okay.
Now, what about now? Is that good?
All march forward. On
Straighten up, y'all.
Yvonne's command, no justice, no peace. Y'all ready? Let's go. Let's go.
No justice.
No peace.
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 No justice.
No peace. Circle up, y'all. Let's pray.
Come on. Arthur.
Where's Arthur at?
Never mind. Arthur.
Live it somewhere, y'all.
He record. He right there recording.
He finna pray us out, though. Here he comes. Come on, Arthur.
Just pray us out, baby.
Great. Wait, come on with us. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Come on, Miss Bray. We need you here. We need you. You know we got
Yeah, I'm here.
in the need of prayer. We need you. Okay, go ahead, son.
I want our city. The
Come on, baby.
the main part of our city needs protection. We need protection. We need help. We need justice. And something we're talking about. It's not just normal people, it's police officers and a lot of people. We need justice. Lord, give us justice. Amen.
Okay, so when you get ready to talk to the man,